Well, let's get things. Whoops. You don't need to see this. Yeah, okay. Let's get things started. Actually, looking at the stuff that you're actually supposed to be looking at, rather than my OBS setup. Um, Hi, I'm Emperor Bugle, and welcome to. I believe this is the fourth random Brewsday live. At some point, I will absolutely, completely, 100% lose track. Oh well. For those who are unaware of how things work out here, I roll a d51 because we have 51 legal harmony mains right now to pick a random main for you to use, and then I roll a d6, sometimes multiple d6, to see what my secondary and possibly tertiary color is. And the reason I have it at 5 is to make sure that I don't have too many duplicates in a row. You know, technically I only need to roll 2, but if they're doubles, it's not good enough. And most of the time, 5/6 of the time, I only need 1. But, security net. Anyway, once I have my random main and secondary color, I've got an hour with which to build the best possible competitive deck I can. I took a liberty with this last time. I made it the best possible farming deck I could, but normally I'm going to just make it the best possible deck I can do. Anyway, do we have people in chat yet? Doesn't look like it. That's okay. I'm sure they'll trickle in. Or, not. One of the two. We'll figure it out eventually. And, of course, most of you are going to just watch this through the VOD anyway. Especially since I said that I'm going to, or rather, especially since it's, at an awkward time for a lot of people, which is why I'm going to try and change this to Sundays. I'm hoping this is the last Tuesday. We'll see. Last time I was intending to do it on the weekend, but I kind of went, you know what, I really just need this weekend to myself. So the danger of moving it to weekends is that sometimes I just won't feel like doing it. As opposed to immediately after work, I can probably just go, yeah, I can still be in work mode for an hour. Anyway, let's roll our D51. Not with that. 26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, skip, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26. Twilight Sparkle Gala Greeter. Okay, and what's our second color? Orange. Okay. Purple and orange. Okay. So, Gala Greeter. Let's get both sides up here for you. She has she has a pretty easy flip condition. The downside is that when you flip her, she becomes exhausted. Whoops. But, you get to, you still got a pretty easy flip condition. And, what? What was that? Oh, studious, okay. You get a studious main, which is not bad, and you can drag opponents' friends to places, which you usually don't actually want to do. So let's see if we can find a way to make use of that. Now, the first thing I'm going to add for 100% sure is some makeovers. Why makeover? Because, makeover is an event that will unlock our color entry for our orange. In addition to that, we've got apples and oranges. And we probably want 2 more. You can't go wrong with red Gala. Red Gala. Okay. You know what? I know exactly what we're going to do. Time Patrol. We want 3 of these. And Nightmare Moon. We want 3 of these. So my plan we'll see how this works. My plan is to have Gala Greeter plus Nightmare Moon plus Time Patrol. So I move a friend over to Blackest Night, and then I have a face-off. And hopefully I win. To facilitate this, we want a lot of AT gen. So we're going to have cover to covers and factory jacks. Now the fact that we are in fact running factory jack implies to me that our problem is going to be trading traditions. So we might actually not need the red galas, since we'll have just the events to help flip and the trading traditions. We are going to want a few other events like bailouts. Oh, whoops. Bailouts. What other good events do we want? Nap cakes, maybe, and portal. That's plenty of events. Only 6 to flip when she's not flipped, but if we can get the factory jack out, we can play any of this. And the odds of having a factory jack or a makeover or apples and oranges is pretty high. It's high enough anyway. Actually, let's take a quick peek at events that are no colors. Things that we can just play to flip Twilight. Yeah, I wasn't thinking there was terribly much. We could ice archery. Yeah, don't play ice archery. I really do not recommend playing ice archery. It's an interesting card, but I don't recommend playing it. We could run Friends Forever. Then you would get to flip an extra card if Twilight's involved. Anyway, what other troublemakers do we want? Actually, we want, before troublemakers, we want Glimmer. No, not those glimmers, this Glimmer. And maybe 1 or 2. We'll add them. What are they called? The Purple Dilemma. What are they called? I think the time difference has thrown people off. Oh, maybe I haven't actually started. No, it should be going. Oh, okay. There we go. That was weird. But yeah, I do think the time difference might have thrown people off, and we don't. That's why people aren't here yet. Oh well, more people to watch the VOD. Anyway, what nightmare scenario? That's what it's called. We have too many cards with the word nightmare in it. Did you know that? There we go, nightmare scenarios. I can't see more than 2. Beam cannons. We probably want 2 beam cannons. We want, what is that card? Study session. We want 2 of those. Gyro's not bad in this deck. We're going to need an actual win condition. Probably a few more troublemakers too. What other troublemakers are there that we actually want? Trixie's not bad. And Arm Ospie, maybe? There he is. That's probably all the troublemakers we're going to need. Oh, we're at 44 out of 45 already? Okay. Let's see, what are we looking at here? Not a whole lot of orange right now. We could probably add some more orange to this deck. Well, can't go wrong with carbo loaders if we're trying to protect troublemakers, right? Now, I know some orange purple control decks don't use carbo, but I'm not going for a chaos-based control. I'm going for just trying to protect Troublemakers. Not with Chaos. Chaos is probably better, but I don't think Chaos is right for Gala Greeter. I really like the Gala Greeter plus Nightmare Moon plan. That being said, a way to stack your deck with Nightmare Moon is good, so we don't accidentally flip zeros. So we probably want Hooves anyway. And if we're going to be running him, we might as well run a couple Chaos cards. We'll add them, we'll see what happens. Zap, 2 zaps, no Tantabuses for obvious reasons. And what other Chaos do I even care about? We don't want... What is that card called? I cannot remember. You know what? I forgot to set my timer. Well, let's see. We'll just make this 50 minutes then. Let's 49 minutes. Yeah. What is that card called? I don't even remember what I'm trying to think of anymore. Oh, right. We don't want Chaos Capitals. Chaos Capital isn't terribly great for us. Let's look up Chaotic. Will this even find the things that we want? Yes, it will. Oh, there we go. That's the Chaos card we want. No. Scootaloo's not... Actually, Scootaloo's great. Yeah, let's add a couple Scootaloos. Some Cheerlees. How did I forget about Cheerlee? 2 Cheerlees. And maybe a Discord +1? We'll add 1 Discord +1. Just the 1. Just 1. Any other Chaos cards we definitely need. If this was a May, I would consider, but not as a must. Don't think we need Moondancer. There's Opal. Opal's not bad, but I want to minimize the number of cards we can't actually play. So I think this is enough Chaos. I don't know that we're going to run all this Chaos. Because again, we're mostly trying to just defend with Princess Twilight and a Carvo. I know Princess Twilight doesn't actually defend, but if you win and being able to set things up with Nightmare Moon lets you win. Yeah. Yeah. We probably want a full 3 Cheerlees. Just because, we can actually play Cheerlee. Okay. Because of that, with all our AT and Meticulous, we probably don't need 2 zaps. Yeah, we'll find the 1 zap and the 1 Discord and the... Well, we can play Schooloos. Scootaloo is a great defense for our Nightmare Moons as well. Like, super great defense, because you flip Scootaloo, and now even if they somehow won, they don't score anything. So yeah, I think I like 2 Scootaloos where we're going to go down to 1 dash. 1 zap. Because while zap is great, we've got 6 AT gens, prepared, meticulous, and kind of sort of card draw. So yeah, we've got plenty of ways to defend, plus our nap cakes, our portals, and our bailouts. We might actually not want to run portal in this deck. This deck doesn't actually need portal. Let's just use the nap cakes and the bailouts. I know it's an event, but yeah, I think we're going to take out the gyros, because we're not heavily reliant on events and the portals. Mostly we just want the events to help flip our main. So now, to flip our main, we need makeover or apples and oranges. Oh, you know what? Well, I don't have white. I would add photo finish, but I don't have white. So yeah, makeover or apples and oranges, or Applejack Factory Organizer plus Bailout, or Applejack Factory Organizer plus Snapcakes, or Applejack Factory Organizer plus Special Beam Cannon. Keep in mind, you can play the Special Beam Cannon even if they have no resources, just if you really just need to flip Twilight. Do we want... No, our Mosby is going to turn into Glimmer. Epic non-villain Glimmer. The reason for that is we need a little bit of point acceleration, and she's easy for us to fight. And she works super well with Discord +1, because they will have 2 plus their flip, and you'll have 6 plus 3. So unless they flip a 7, or, have multiple flips, or some other thing, they, will have a lot of trouble actually getting Discord, or beating Glimmer. He's not so great at protecting your Nightmare Moons, but, we've got our Carbo Loaders and our Starlight Glimmers for that. So now here's the question. Do we need Starlight Glimmer and Nightmare Scenario? Nightmare Scenario is pretty good. I think we're okay with the security. We might not need 5, though. We need to cut 6 cards, so I'm thinking I'm going to cut 1 Glimmer. What else can we even afford to cut in this deck? Well, let's see. What turns on our Carbo Loaders? Factory Jacks, who we're probably going to use for other things, but the fact that she's immediate means we can decide, do we want to use her for this or for this? Oh, hello! Hi, Hithrock. Someone is in fact here now. You're supposed to go to bed. Cheerly, Earth Pony, and yeah, Hooves. We have enough. We don't need infinite ways to use Carbo Loader. 2 plus the bail, just having Factory Jack plus Bailout plus Snapcakes is probably enough. And, once Time Patrol wins you a face-off or two, or once you win a face-off or two, Time Patrol will have done her work, and it's going to be so much harder to beat these troublemakers. Now, yes, there's your Snips and Snailses, and your Cracking the Cases, and so on and so forth, but you can't account for everything, right? You just got to set up your position and hunker down and try and stop them. So, why do we only have 1 Special Beam Cannon? We should have 2. We should have 2 Special Beam Cannons and only 2 Glimmers. So, 6 cards. So can we cut 3 play sets? Well, we need 9 Troublemakers. Anything less, and we won't be able to really hunker down. We can probably cut an Apples and Oranges, maybe even 2, and just rely on Makeover and Factory Organizer. Because I'd rather have Makeover than Apples and Oranges because of the 6 flip. Oh, you were waiting in the wrong channel. Oh no. Were you in the Commentaries Magic channel? Whoops, not that. Because, yeah, Commentaries Magic and, I'm a part of Commentaries Magic, but Brewsday is not. Anyway, Snapcakes is just really good with this. You get to remove 2 things. It's super good. And the fact that we can Gala Greeter them over is really brutal. Yeah, I thought so. Okay, we're going to only run 2 Time Patrols. I don't think we need a full 3. And again, she doesn't do terribly much on her own. So we're going to go down to 2 Time Patrols, which is probably enough. You're never going to really want to play more than 1, because 2 is usually not going to do much more than one. I mean, they're prepared. That's great. But, I mean, you've got 3 Paper Twilights and 3 Factory Jacks. You don't need more AT. Probably. What else? You know, we've got... You know, who's... I think I'm going to cut... Let's see. 3 makeovers, 3 factory organizers. That's 6. Yeah, we're going to cut 1 apples and oranges. Makes it slightly harder to flip our main, but I think we have enough ways that it's still fine. And we don't really need her flipped ASAP. You know, because as long as we can get out of Factory Jack, we're fine. We're not really taking advantage of the fact that she'll go to 5 with apples and oranges. I mean, you can play Carbo Loader off of that, turn 2, but that's about it. Not that playing Carbo Loader turn 2 is a bad thing, mind you. Do we need 2 Scootaloos? She's a friend we can play, but we're never going to play her. We're always, yeah. We can make do with 1 Scootaloo. Cheerly is good enough that we can actually play her and she will still be fine. We're never going to be happy playing Scootaloo. Let's put it that way. And look, now we're down to only 3 cards too many. Let's see. I wonder if we can get away with only 1 special... No, we don't have any way of getting it back. So if we really need to hit 2 resources, we should have 2. While we do have 3 meticulous, lots of card draw, some prepared, and all of this just resource advantage. We don't need all of that. Yeah. So yeah. Give me just a second. Sorry. Yeah, so, okay. So 3 cards. 3 cards. 3 cards. So here's a question. Do we need the study sessions? Study session is really good against Snips and Snails. Buys us time against Snips and Snails. And it's useful when we don't have troublemakers. When we do, we don't really need it. Like, it's super good, but we don't really need it. You know, we need to cut something. So yeah, there are definitely decks that use study session. I don't think this is one of them. However, my purple-pink deck absolutely does. And it is fantastic there. I could not imagine cutting it there. But in this deck, which relies a lot more on troublemakers than that deck does, we can probably make do without it. 1 more card. Did we go down to 2 carbo loaders? You know, it's funny, but I think we only go down to 2 carbo loaders. Again, we have other ways of protecting our troublemakers. We don't need infinite ways of protecting them. You know, if we have a Hooves and Chaos, that helps protect. If we have, you know, Princess Twilight and she's already won a face-off, that helps protect. If we got Cheerleys, protect them. Scootaloo protects them. Glimmer makes them harder to beat. Napcakes and Bailout, fantastic ways. So we don't need 3. She's just, you know, nice and repeatable. She's also expensive. Granted, we're at 5 things that cost 3 or more. 2 for her, and 3... no, the Zap, Discord. What's the other card? 1, 2, 3, 4. Why do you say 5? I don't see the 5th one. Oh, Scootaloo, duh. Yeah, our 1s and, yeah. You know, we're not trying to play them. Though, with all our AT gen, we could probably make it. Yes. Nightmare Moon is super expensive, as is running Gala Greeter back and forth. Running Twilight back and forth to get things to your Nightmare Moons is going to be expensive. So it's usually going to wind up being 7 AT, which is really, really expensive. But, if you have a Nightmare Moon, Blackest Night at both problems, or 2 problems, in case you have multiple problems out, you can just go back and forth between the 2 of them. But yeah, okay, we need problems. We need problems. Purple problems. Purple problems. Entrance exam is good here since we're not actually using that ambassador. Is it an orange problem, the one I'm looking for? It is. Oh, it's 2 bonus. Oof. Is it worth having a 2 bonus? You know what? I think it's fine. Yeah. It helps the deck out a lot. Flooding at Sweet Apple Acres is super good with Starlight Glimmer. And probably halfway across Equestria, and I've got 1 problem left. Do we want to just have 2 trading traditions? Probably not. Maybe Trouble with Trixie, just get a free AT. Hysterical Recreation is pretty good. Yeah, we'll have 1 Hysterical Recreation. Okay, there we go. So, yeah. Okay, so let's go over this deck real quick. So, the plan here is to use Twilight Sparkle Gala Greeter's flip condition, make that actual... Well, not the flip condition. Her flip side actually relevant by figuring out why would I want to move my opponent's friends. And the answer is, to trap them in a Blackest Night. It's very, very expensive, which is why we have 6 AT gens, plus the prepared, plus the prepared, plus the card draw here, plus some entrance exam. So, we want as much AT as we can get. We're super greedy for AT. If we're not getting 7 AT a turn, it's not enough. Preferably 8 or 9. Yeah, we're super greedy. Yes, it is. So yeah. That's why we have the 6 AT gens. But anyway, so we've got Zap, who is just here for chaos. We can play her. We don't want to. Carbolators to help protect our troublemakers. Scootaloo to help protect our troublemakers. And to prevent the opponent from getting points in problem face-offs, too. Break It Ups to help protect our troublemakers and make it harder for them to win DFOs. Pesky Night Gliders and all that stuff. Paper Twilights for AT, and Meticulous, and Prepared, and having a 0 flip in our deck. Fun! Yeah, we don't really want that 0. At least we have no 1s. We took out all the gyros. And our flip average is still not bad. We are more likely to flip 3 or higher than 0s or 2s. Though, 13 0s and 2s isn't great. But we can manage with that. Glimmer is here to just dump some troublemakers into play and give those troublemakers +2. So she is... You don't want to cutie mark her, but she's there with the option to. Normally, you'd want to use Nightmare Scenario over Glimmer, but, they're both fine. Discard here is here to protect our Starlight Glimmer specifically, though can help protect Trixie, and will sometimes even help protect Nightmare Moon. Factory Jack is here for AT and entry. Hooves is here to set up our 6 Chaos cards. It's not many, but, it's not bad. And also, multiple Hooves can effectively let you draw cards. 1 Hooves, you're not really drawing a card, but with multiple Hooves, you kind of are, so long as you're only putting cards back that you don't want. Think of them like a draw plus discard, only better. Time Patrol is here specifically for our Blackest Nights, but, can help our Glimmers and Trixies too. Though, when you actually want to try and beat your Glimmers and Trixies, she does get in the way of that if you lose. So don't lose. And even if you don't lose, Her Diligent makes them harder for when you actually do want to beat them. But, you've got Carbo. You can power through. You can do it. Bailouts are here to protect our troublemakers and prevent pesky confronts that we don't want. Same thing with Napcakes. Bailout also is very good against Sips and Snails. Trixie protects herself against Sips and Snails, but won't protect these two. Why does he have Stubborn as well? Same reason Factory Jack has Stubborn as well, because they were really pushing Purple-Orange super hard. They really wanted Purple-Orange to be good, and they probably pushed it a little bit too far, but oh well. Central Beam Cannon's here for resource removal, and technically can possibly help flip our main, as can Bailout and Napcakes. Apples and Oranges and Makeover are both here for entry and to flip our main. Conveniently, Makeover will always give us 3 orange. Always. Because we will never want to flip we never want to target anything but Twilight. Ever. Unless we already have, like, a Cheerly out and we need to play Carbo and we don't have any other orange. I don't know. Very, very rare is just going to target anyone other than Twilight. Nightmare Scenario is, of course, here to have a pretty easy confrontable problem for you, hard for them, and gives you free troublemakers, like Blackest Night. Blackest Night is here to combo with our main, and fun fact, since you're setting up those face-offs yourself, you can set up that Chaos. Drop Zap. Like, basically, if you have Zap and Blackest Night, they're not going to be happy. This is very, very expensive, but, you got that opportunity. Alternatively, you could just use Scootaloo to protect yourself. Glimmer is here as for us to farm, and works super well with Discord +1. And Trixie is here because she is the best villain in the game right now. Nightmare Moon is right behind her, but we don't actually want Nightmare Moon in this deck. We have no benefit from Nightmare Moon, aside from mucking up their hand, but we have such good control that we probably won't need it, except against other control decks. Yet this deck will not do well against control decks. Anything with Photo Finish will just beat this deck to smithereens. Anyway, how much time we got left? 27-ish minutes, maybe even 26 since I forgot to start the timer. Ugh. Anyway, bit of a bummer that, Purple-Orange control, not something entirely new, but at least this is a new take, and it's using a main that, even if I didn't have the orange, I think I would still try the Blackest Night trick. I would just go heavier on stuff like Glimmer and Portals and Magicites and so on and so forth. I might not have as much Chaos since I couldn't set it up with Hooves, but I'd have Purple, so what was I thinking? Spike, yeah, you have Spike, so you can still set up the Chaos. He's not nearly as good as Hooves. Not nearly as good as Hooves, but he's not bad. And of course, if I had blue, I could have thrown in Gilda, and then people would have been really upset. Yeah. Anyway, I think that's about it. I can't think of much else I want to talk about. I've basically explained how the deck works. Oh, problems. So, Flooding at Sweet Apple Acres is so good with Starlight Glimmer. They can have 2 characters there, max, aside from a few tricks, and which means they're going in 4 versus 6. Now, granted, you can only have 2 as well, but again, you've got Carbo Loaders, you've got tricks. So yeah, it's just super good. It's just a super good combo. Desperate Times helps protect all your troublemakers, including Blackest Night. Just, whoops, flip, flip, you probably won. Halfway across Equestria. Again, works with Blackest Night, because she specifies here. Because she says here, the face-off takes place there, and because of that, you can move something away. And remember, it doesn't have to be at Blackest Night's problem. So, yeah, just bam, free value. Entrance exam is here to give our main free AT. You can't say no to free AT. Hysterical Recreation is here to, how many Earth Ponies do we have? It's not bad. 2, 5, 8, 11. 11 Earth Ponies. It's plenty. You're frequently not going to use these for Carbo, but you can, especially Applejack, because her immediate works super well with Applejack. No, we've got Cheerly. She's an Earth Pony. And you will play Cheerly. She's actually really good to play, as well as just flip. If you have spare Cheerlies, play her. She's fantastic. Anyway, Hysterical Recreation was here to, again, give our Trollmakers extra power. And Trading Traditions is here to play Factory Jack's turn 1. Because you can't say no to Factory Jack's turn 1. Yeah. Yeah, 11 Troublemakers is more than enough to work for Carbo. Carbo works well by herself. Like, you don't need infinite Earth Ponies to work well with Carbo. You do if you want to beat up your own villains, but if you're just trying to protect your Troublemakers, Carbo by herself works just fine. And we've got stuff like Glimmer and the Napcakes and Bailouts, so, that's why we're only running 2. We don't need 3 of her. And again, she is the most expensive card you're actually going to play. Everything else costs 2 or 1. Aside from her activation. Now, she's the real one-punch mare, huh? Am I right? Punching friends and then they're gone for good. Yeah. Anyway, I have 23 minutes, but I have nothing else to say, so that's it. Thanks for watching, whether you were watching live and missed the first half, or you are watching the VOD after this has already gone up. Either way, hope you had fun, and yeah, maybe you have an idea of how to use Gala Greeter now. That's it, yeah. Take care. Bye.